Bonjour! Bonjour!
No. Time for bladder check.
Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty season 6 episode 4. Today I'm gonna watch 3 episodes and then I think that I'm gonna organize 2 sessions of binge watching of 2 episodes each to finish the season 6 and to finish my binge watching with that. I'm so close to the end now, it seems weird. You know, like really, I began all of that to watch this show with you guys with the season 1. I'm not gonna talk about it again, you know, I said it. I really think that after the end of my binge watching, I'm gonna watch just on my own, you know, I'm gonna watch my reaction video to the first episode of the first season just to see the difference, you know, with me reacting to this show and being so involved into it now. I think that it could be fun, but you know, I'm gonna do it on my own, so it's not interesting for you to know that. Okay, I'm right there for 3 more episodes of the season 6. Is it weird for me to say that I'm glad to be back? You know, it hasn't been really a long time that I watched the last episodes, but really this season 6, the 3 first episodes of this season 6 really pleased me. It's making me think, you know, even more that the season 5 disappointed me in the sense that each episode was great, but the season 5, you know, has an all stuff, no, not that much. I have the impression that with the season 5 they lost themselves with the story that they wanted to tell, you know, about this show. Even if we had 3 last episodes which were amazing, with a lot of information, with a lot of reveals, with almost all of the reveals that we needed to have. So really the 3 last episodes of the season 5 for that were amazing. But before that, you know, I don't know, I have an issue with what they wanted to say with the season 5. So this season 6, so far, the 3 first episodes, I had the impression to be back into the show. Like, the first episode was more an episode about the consequences of what we learned at the end of the season 5. The episode 2 was a pure Rick and Morty episode with all of the narrative arc about Summer doing a diet thing and all of the narrative arc about Rick and Morty, something about their relationship through an adventure. A pure Rick and Morty episode. The episode 3, you saw it, didn't work on me, but I think that still it was also a pure Rick and Morty episode because it was weird with this 2 clowns, you know, Bess, Space Bess and Mom Bess having sex together, being a couple, like that was fucking weird, and I'm against it because, again, 2 clones, 2 people with the same DNA, with the same blood. It's making me feel uncomfortable, and for me, in fact, it was amplifying, you know, that idea that, you know, they all have one particular default. For Rick, for example, the fact that he can't face his feelings. For Jerry, for example, the fact that he can be lame, you know, he can be a coward. And for Bess, for me, her main default is the fact that she's a narcissist, and clearly to fall in love with yourself, to love yourself that much that you can have sex with yourself, for me it's the summum, you know, of the narcissist person. And you know, it's a little like that episode when she was thinking that she was a goddess. Do you remember that episode? For me, it's a little the same. I mean, for the writers to do something like that. So, yes, the story, the subject of the last episode, I was not a fan of it, but still, I can say that how it was built, how it was written, the subject, the story, it was a pure Rick and Morty episode. It felt like we were back, you know, into an episode of Rick and Morty, like really with the 3 first episodes, so that's why I'm a little impatient to discover these 3 new episodes today, because now I have the impression that that's it, I'm back with this show and the rest of the season 6 is gonna be like that, and I'm not gonna feel weird like maybe I felt after the session of binge watching of this episode, you know, from the season 5. You know, again, each episode on its own, I appreciated them, but at the end of a session of binge watching, you know, when you watch 2 or 3 episodes at a time, you can really analyze that, you know, you can really analyze what the writers, they want to say with a season, you know, they are building for more than 1 episode. And if I had stuff to say about that for the season 1, for the season 2, for the season 3 and 4, for the season 5, really like that. So right there, for this season 6, so far it's great. With these 3 new episodes, I hope that it's gonna be still like that. What do I want for these 3 episodes? I would love to have some news about Bird Person. Did he find his daughter? I want to see her, I want to meet her, I want to discover more about her. And I think that it would be an interesting episode, you know, to have, maybe to create something, you know, a story to compare the relationship between Rick and Bess and Bird Person and his daughter. You know, he just met his daughter and maybe still he's gonna be a better parent than Rick. You know, I can imagine a comparison like that, a parallel like that. So why not Bird Person and his daughter? The giant incest baby, please no. Best mom, that's it, she had an episode just for her, so I don't think so. Even Rick, you know, at some point we need to have some news about even Rick. I don't think that at some point we are gonna have news about even Morty. Like, for me, that's it, he went into another universe, you know, another thing, so we're never gonna have news about him. Or even Mr. Puttybutt, oh, we saw that he exists. I mean, it was a dream, it was an hallucination, maybe. We had an episode about, yes, the consequences of the season 5, 1 episode for Rick and Morty relationship, 1 episode for Bess. It would be great to have something about Jerry, you know how much I love Jerry, but you know, for the balance between episodes, I think that 1 episode for the relationship between Rick and Bess could be interesting, and something about Morty growing up, something like that. That's gonna be my guess, you know, for now, for these 3 episodes that I'm gonna watch right now. Let's end this intro right there. Again, if you want, you have my Patreon on which you can have these episodes earlier. I have 5 episodes of advance on my Patreon, which means more than 2 weeks. Again, more than 2 weeks. It's really a lot of advance on my Patreon. 5 episodes. And with an extended all 4 action part, I put a lot of 4 action part for Rick and Morty, like the episode 10 of the season 5 for sure. I think also the episode 8, the episode 1 of this season. You know, it's really like that, like I put a lot of 4 action part for Rick and Morty, and I'm saying it each time, extended action part are still interesting because I'm not forced to cut each 5 seconds, to play with opacity, and all of that. So if you want these advantages and if you want to support me, it's on my Patreon. You can support me right now on YouTube by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, that kind of stuff. It counts for YouTube. For me, if you really want to support me, it's more on my Patreon. Okay, let's go for this episode. Is it a real app? It's an horror episode?
What are you doing? Dad? Hello? What is wrong with you? Really?
Are you walking? You know, being asleep?
Morning, ass. The holes. What's this? Pancakes? Sold.
What was up with you last night?
Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't me. Technically. That was my night person. Been having him do crunches while I sleep. Check it.
Dude,
Huh?
how's a night person?
I nabbed a somnambulator while passing through the Gooby Tube system last week. Before I go to bed, I type a list of shit I want to get done. Then the
During your sleep?
Can my night person give me an app stack like yours, Rick?
I'm gonna have my night person learn me Spanish so I can pass my test next week.
You're not getting tired at all? Like,
You can poke all the fingers I got if I hit abs like Rick.
That looks like I'm learning the trumpet. Yay, night family!
all of you, we're gonna see all of your night persons?
Hola, mamá, ¿cómo lo llevas? How's my honor student doing?
Yeah.
Morty and I started a podcast we call Fab-Absolutely Abulous. It's an ab-centric hour of fun.
Too much, really too much. What about Jerry?
Jerry and I write letters to each other. It's super fun.
I also like Tori Amo. Jerry, this is the night you're supposed to use a night person.
You too.
He's using him as a best friend because he doesn't have any.
Who wants cake?
I'm sad. Would you use that machine, you know?
Dinner's getting cold. You know it's not getting cold? This hot stack of abjects, son. Pow, 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 pow.
Okay, it's getting old.
Night Jerry said Night Summer would appreciate it if everybody could rinse off their plates after meeting. What?
They want you to do things.
Our job is not to make the night people's chores easier. It's a reasonable request. They exist only to do the shit we don't want to do. So until further notice, which will be never, request denied.
You're not an excessive person. Really? Each day?
They busted up all our dishes.
Oh.
What are we supposed to eat out of now? Rings for shit.
Rebellion!
You owe me.
How, when do I want to know that story? Is it a Mandalorian reference? That much?
Seems like you spend an awful lot of energy just to not give the Night family what they want.
And just for plates, you know, next night it's gonna be something else. Yeah.
Why won't you rinse your dishes?
If you don't, the schmutz dries and makes the dish harder to clean.
Did you understand?
I told you to after you fell asleep. You see,
But the girls' voices are better.
night I am.
I don't care.
Night I am? That's a good one.
Refuse to clean your dishes, then I will have to do it.
No. You're leading. Same Jerry, same. Nigeria, I mean.
I will seize the day.
You're leading the night persons. Night summer.
Oh, baby Jesus.
Did we see your bedroom before that, Rick? I have the impression that it's the first episode in which we can see it. What?
The
Oh!
Night family stripped the house last night. Everything's gone, including the somnambulator. You happy now, Summer?
I didn't do anything. I'm trapped in this bullshit too.
Because I got a plan to beat Night Summer. You're going undercover.
Oh!
It itches. This whole thing is.
Yes, I was gonna say it. You're gonna do something for her to never sleep. The fact that I know you so well. You have a bond?
I'm not gonna question her. She's the leader of the Night family for some stupid reason. When the Night
Because
family
she's the best. And she can do die hard.
Find the somnambulator, use this deactivator puck. Stick it on the somnambulator, and when the puck activates, it'll fry its circuit. Remember, stay awake all night. Meet me back here at sunrise.
Portion. Not really a surprise, you know. Oh, that's big. What did you do? It can't be, you know, more than 100.
Why are you wearing that suit?
Yeah, because you're all such clothing experts.
What's your little project?
Rick, wake up!
What? I'm up. Everybody wake up! Summer fried the somnambulator. Dinner is over.
Wait for it.
That's amazing!
Bye-bye, pet pal.
I would
Cherry.
pancakes!
Yes, Shoney's pancakes!
Check first that it truly worked.
Chicken's the absolute worst.
Sorry, Rick, but your opinion means very little to me.
I knew it! You're in undercover.
You are the slaves now.
She's Night Summer!
Thanks, Jerry.
Don't blame Jerry. Aha, that's a good one. The real ones are forced to work during the night when the night ones are living their lives during the day.
Report to your designated sleep pod for rest period.
Oh, that's elaborated, you know. Jerry is gonna save you all because of his friend.
I am a friend of your son-in-law. Come with me.
How?
Hurry.
Oh, thank you, Night Jerry.
Anything to help day Jerry's family.
Ow! Why? Nice, you got our Jerry back.
Both of them are sweet and just needs a friend.
Hold on to your tits.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
What about Summer? We can't leave her behind. She's not your sister anymore, Morty. Consider her dead. Eat shit, Summer.
No! Can you please not kill anyone? Summer. They had Morty.
You cannot
I said, can you please kill no one?
take the wheel.
Oh fuck, only Jerry and Bess right there.
Let go of me, you little shit.
Only Jerry! Come on, Jerry! Night Jerry did it, Day Jerry can do it.
Ow! What the heck, Dad?
He woke you up. Eat it!
Help me stop your mom.
Look out, you useless old man.
What the hell? Give me that gun and take the wheel, stupid.
Jesus, sorry.
Jerry, fuck! I said fuck! No, don't fuck! That's it.
Why even bother, Gene? Get the sheets, David Joyce.
Yeah. Don't worry, Night Jerry is with you.
David Joyce.
Why? I'm already in a perfectly functional car. Aww.
Okay. Really?
Looks like we're gonna make it, kids.
Ah! It's never gonna end. That's it.
Put him down. Stop. There must be some agreement we can reach to stop this powerful conflict.
And again, it's Jerry who finds a solution.
We can end all of this right now if you agree to rinse your dishes.
He's never gonna accept. I fucking knew it. At the end, the ending credit is gonna solve that.
Spent all the day people's money on vacations, renting concert halls, and night centers streaming. We're broke.
You destroyed their lives, you mean?
The day that I thought.
I have a device that will solve all of our problems.
No.
No, it can't be that long. Oh my god. No! They killed the Choco Taco!
See what I said in intro about the fact that it feels like we're back with Rick and Morty, with the real Rick and Morty stuff, DNA. It feels like Rick and Morty, it feels like, for how it's written, really how it's done, the story, the subject, it feels like Rick and Morty. I really think that they lost themselves during the season 5 and during the beginning of this season 6. Each time, you know, I have that feeling like, you know, that weird feeling of, okay, that's Rick and Morty. That's weird, that's fun, it's really going like that, and at the end you don't really know where is it going. But it's Rick and Morty, it's the DNA, really, I recognize it with the DNA, with how it's written and all. It's so cool. I love that story, you know, about doing stuff during your sleep. We know some things about learning languages and stuff like that while you're asleep. I don't think that it can work, not really. But at the same time, you know, I'm someone who at some point, you know, when I'm stressed or stuff like that, I'm listening to white noises, you know, during my sleep to help me to sleep. So, you know, but learning really something, doing really stuff, nope. But that's an interesting story. I'm glad because that's a story which involved all of the members of this family equally. They all had something, and I really mean by that something important, you know. And the two main characters, in fact, during this story, I mean, for sure Rick was an important side of the story because he built that thing and all of that. But except for him, the two main characters of this story, it was Jerry and Summer. Jerry because he was a real big part of the solution with the fact that Night Jerry was as nice as him, was his best friend. It's really making me sad that... I'm gonna come back to it. The fact that Night Jerry helped them, and also at the end it was Jerry who asked to Rick, don't you think that we can find the solution and all? So Jerry was a big part of the solution. I mean by that, what he did and how it impacted the group and stuff like that. When Summer, she was the leader of the night persons and stuff like that, which means a lot also with the fact that she can lead this family, she's someone who is taking responsibilities into this family, someone that the other ones are okay to follow a little blindly, someone who is taking decisions and stuff like that. It really means a lot for me, and I said it at multiple occasions during the last seasons already, the fact that Summer at multiple occasions saved them. Without her, you know, they would have been lost. She really saved the day at multiple occasions. Right there it was the contrary. It's her, you know, I mean, her night version who was leading the night people. And it's Jerry who saved the day. Jerry, Day Jerry and Night Jerry. About that, you know. The fact that all of their things for the members of this family, you know, to do something during their sleep. I'm a little surprised that for Rick it was about having, you know, a good appearance. I would have thought that for him it would have been something like working harder on his inventions, you know, doing weird stuff, crazy stuff and all. And no, it was about that. Like for Morty it's not really a surprise because, you know, it's a teenager, so for sure he cares about how great looking he is or not. For Summer it was about studying, which is a little a surprise, you know, because during the first season at least, not really now she's more represented like the funny and badass character at multiple occasions, but during the first seasons she was represented as a girl who is only preoccupied by her friends, going out, the boys, you know, really cliche stuff. So the fact that right there she wants to be the best at school and stuff like that, that's cool. For Beth, the fact that she wants to learn how to play music and all, okay, why not? But for Jerry, the fact that the only thing that he wanted it was to write to himself. For me it really means a lot because it means that he really needs a friend, that we already know it since a long time. It's really symbolic because himself, he thinks that the best friend that he can have it's himself. No, that's not what I mean, like he knows that no one is gonna be a good friend, no one into this family, but even outside of the family, no one can be really a friend for him, so the best friend that he can have, it's another version of himself. You know, if Beth, the only thing that she wanted with the other version of herself, it's to fuck herself because it's how narcissist she is, Jerry, with another version of himself, he just wants a best friend. It's making me sad because he needs that much a best friend, and it's even more sad because the only best friend that he can think of and all, it's himself. And he was right about that. Oh, poor Jerry. You know, I'm thinking, what would I do with this machine? And ask yourself also that question. to do something during your sleep, not the dishes and stuff like that. Like, I'm not mad at cleaning my apartment and all. Maybe really the dishes, it's the only thing, you know, that I don't appreciate to do, but the rest, you know, about cleaning my apartment and all, I appreciate that. It's maybe a little weird to do it, but you know, to clean your house, it's also to clean your mind. So, you know, it's a time that you're taking for yourself and all. I appreciate that. Don't blame me for that or don't mock me for that. I appreciate that. So what would I do? Yes, I thought of something. The fact that, you know, I'm an introvert person. The first thought that I just had, it was about maybe the night version of myself would be extrovert. You know, like I would go outside and talk to people so easily and all, like... You know, normally it's the stuff that you can't do when you're awake. Yes, to go to see people and talk with them and go out with guys and stuff. Maybe. I have some friends and I'm going out with my friends and stuff like that. But you know, I'm not really, like, I'm shy. I'm a shy person. With new people, I'm shy, so maybe I wouldn't be shy. But something to learn, for sure, to do some sport, you know, to have some abs, it would be great. I don't know. If I have to stay into my apartment, you know, I'm thinking like, don't cheat, what would you do? I would read, you know, maybe. I never find the time during the day to read. Maybe I would read. Or I would cook also, maybe some batch cooking, so I don't have to cook during the day. I don't know. I really don't know. Except for all of what I just said, I don't know. Tell me, really, what would you do during the night if you had that machine? That episode, you know, like I said, it was a pure Rick and Morty episode with the story, with the subject, with the characters. The fact that we had all of the members of this family involved, that was cool. But at the same time, how it was introduced and how it was closed, that story, I mean, its references, you know, from all movies. It made me think a little of Stranger Things. Maybe it's because of the music, I don't know. I have the assumption also that we had a reference to The Mandalorian at some point, you know, with that thing, you know, creating the plates. Maybe some other references into it that I didn't see. How it was introduced and closed, it was really to tell to the viewers, okay, this is gonna be a special episode, not like the other ones. And it was the case, because again, it involved all of the characters. That's cool. I appreciated it. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there this episode. Remember that if you want, you have my Patreon to have an extended reaction part for this episode. And I'm gonna stop right there this review to watch one more episode. For you, it's gonna be in another video, so it's all for you for today, and it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Crazy.